Hi, I'm Lauren Tillman. My son Henry had his first ear infection when he was 6 months old, which at the time we thought it was normal. Every child gets a runny nose and has an ear infection, but they didn't stop. So he just continued to have ear infections. They became chronic. We were at the pediatrician, at the ENT all the time trying to get a different antibiotic. We ended up resorting to antibiotic shots because his body just stopped responding to the oral antibiotics. And we got tubes placed when he was about 10 months old. During this time, he also developed pretty severe asthma. He was using his inhaler or breathing treatment frequently, typically multiple times a week. And then we were actually monitoring his oxygen at night because he had been hospitalized due to low oxygen a couple of times. So, as parents, we were super concerned, obviously waking up in the middle of the night, checking his oxygen levels to make sure he was okay. Every time he was sick, taking him to the doctor just to be sure. And it was super stressful. And eventually we just said, there's got to be something else going on. And we wanted to get to the root cause of what was causing him to have these chronic ear infections and continuing to have all of these health issues. We started him at chiropractic when he was 20 months old, so 14 months since his first ear infection. In that time frame, he had been on over 13 antibiotics, which was just insane when you go back to look at it. So we started chiropractic care when he was 20 months old, and within just a couple weeks, we noticed some really, really incredible changes. Most notable, within 2 weeks of starting care, his vocabulary exploded. At 20 months old, he was talking in full sentences, learning new words every day. It was just really incredible transformation to watch and really watch his personality come to life. He was still getting sick. He's in daycare, so we know that's going to happen, but he was recovering from illness so much faster. Previously, when he was getting ear infections, typically the oral antibiotic wouldn't work. We'd go to the shots. He never ran a fever to even let us know that something was going on. Well, after starting chiropractic, he did start running fevers with his ear infections. So at least it was alerting to us that, hey, something is wrong. And his body was working to actively fight that infection. We have had longer breaks in between ear infections since starting care, which has been a huge change. But the biggest change, I think, for us as parents is that we've only had to use his inhaler one time since he started chiropractic care, and we are able to not use the oxygen monitor anymore because we know that he's not wheezing, he's not dealing with low oxygen. We can leave the house now without packing a bag of inhalers and nebulizers, and he is just so much happier. We've seen so many incredible wins, but we're just so happy that he is finally on a path towards health, and it just gives us so much peace of mind to know that his body is working the way that it should, and he is able to get the oxygen that he needs. He's healing much more quickly, and he's just overall happier and more comfortable.